Today on the 1012 Picks Pod, myself and Chase A. Kitty welcome Rob Bowron of Beta Rank to the show to make picks for all the Big 12 bowl games. Yes, that even means Texas Tech versus the team that we think they'll face in the second round of the college football playoff. We got every bowl game to talk about. It is a fantastic and fun time. So without further ado, y'all, for the last time in 2025, let's get to it.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Welcome to the 1012 Picks Pod, the last 1012 Picks Pod of the season. If I had a sound effect machine, there would be crying and ahs right here. Of course, this is where every week, myself, Phillip Slavin, Chase A. Kitty for BetMGM, and a guest make picks for every Big 12 game on the schedule. 1012 Podcast is the flagship show of the 1012 Network. Find every show on the network at 1012network.com. We're also partners with Sports Social, Europe's biggest sports podcast network. Wherever you are listening, please do us a favor, leave us 5 stars and review. It really does help the show out. If you're watching or just have it on in the background on YouTube, and I do that with shows all the time, do us a favor, like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. We'd love to get back to you. I am very excited for our guest for bowl picks today because we have waited all season to get him on, and the schedules align with bowl season because we can kind of do it anytime we want before the bowls start. And with the Big 12, none of the bowl games until after Christmas. But very excited to have the man behind Beta Rank, which we talk about here on the show all the time, Rob Bowron. Rob, welcome back, man.
It's good to be back. Yeah, we definitely had some scheduling conflicts. I took up tennis because my kid took up tennis, so I've been playing a lot of tennis.
My oldest daughter got into it this year, and she really enjoys it. Now, there's no competition. It's all just like playing, and learning, and
just
technique.
learning.
Because she's 6, but like she's my little athlete, but she loves it. So I'm like, great. We'll do all the tennis you want to do. At some point I'll take up a racket and do it myself. At some point, I'm not any good, but it just opportunities to bond with the kids. So that's awesome. It's awesome, man. Well, we're glad to have you. That's what matters most. Look, there's a lot of stuff going on because it's the off season and it's December 15th. And since we were last here, Matt Campbell's off to Penn State. Washington State's head coach is in charge of Iowa State. I don't think Kenny Dillingham is leaving Arizona State for Michigan, but it's not settled until they have a new head coach. But I feel pretty good like he's going to stay at Arizona State. We got quarterbacks in the transfer portal. We got hiring announcements for assistants across the Big 12 with new head coaches. There's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff that we could spend a bunch of time on. We have a limited amount of time today. And so I'm not going to worry about any of that because there's too much. There's too much to talk about. I'll probably crack a few jokes about Iowa State and Kansas State skipping bowl games. I know that'll make them really excited and happy, but I doubt they're listening to this anyways because they've moved on to other things. They're too good to worry about a bowl game. I am not because I love bowl games, and bowl games are awesome and fantastic and fun. So before we get to bowl game picks, we do have to address what happened the last time we were here and we made picks for championship week. Chase, it was a pretty good week for everybody. And I don't know if many people can hear me because my computer just froze. So
No, it's him.
Yay, technical issues. Come on. I'll just read through these and maybe you'll be able to respond, Chase. The nice thing is, I'm going to kill my camera because that seems to always cause problems. I won championship week by going 5-1. The wins were Georgia -2.5, Indiana +4.5, under 58 in Virginia Duke, Texas Tech -12.5, and of course Tarleton -4.5 in the FCS playoffs. 5-1 got me to 63 and 66, so I'm feeling really good right now. As I head into bowls, I have a real shot at getting at least to 500. That's the goal. Is if I can finish at 500, I will feel like a champion this season, considering how far back I've had to climb. So I'll take it. Chase, you went 4-2 during championship weekend. Oh, my miss was UNT -2.5. That one wasn't close. Chase, you had the same miss as well as Virginia -3.5 versus Duke. The makes were Georgia -2.5, under 48 in Ohio State, Indiana, under 49.5 in Texas Tech, BYU, and the under 47.5 in the James Madison Troy game for the Sun Belt 4-2 championship weekend, 67-68 6-1 on the season, sir. I don't think I'm going to catch up to you. I think we can officially, unofficially crown you the champion this season.
Yeah, not only above 500, that is straight up a winning ROI there, north of 52.38%. So I'm happy with that. We'll go into bowl season.
And of course, you actually made bets on all of these, so you're feeling really good today, right?
Yeah. No, definitely not.
Wise man. And Kyle Hunter was our guest. He went 5-2 because he decided to make 2 bets on the Texas Tech BYU game. Hit the under 66.5 in North Texas Tulane. Hit Georgia -2.5. So that was a consensus that was not a curse. That brings us to 6-8 when the 3, myself, Kyle, and guest all agree, which is pretty good considering the consensus curse has typically been a real killer. 6-8 is not bad. I'll take it. The first half under 24.5 in Ohio State at Indiana. And then he hit both of his Texas Tech BYU picks, under 25.5, first half under 25.5, and then the BYU team total under 17.5. The misses were Virginia over team total 30.5 and UNLV plus 4.5 in the Mountain West Championship game. 5-2 for Kyle brings the guests to 53 and 62. So, Rob, listen, in no way, shape, or form are we trying to sit here and tell you you've got a lot of work to do to try and get the guests to about 500. Just worry about you, man. Just focus on you. Okay, this is one of those.
I also have bowl season, and bowl season, of course, is not like bowl seasons of yesteryear.
Notoriously predictable bowl season.
Yeah, it is a bit of who is playing, who is coaching, and who is interested. The old SEC thing, where if they got thumped, they would claim that no one cared. Like it feels like that you could say that just about anybody these days on your average bowl.
You used to? I don't think the SEC has ever retired that one.
Yeah, they still have that out there, but yeah.
Yeah,
well, it just means more unless it doesn't.
Listen, it's very, very fine print. It's like the Santa Claus card. It's around the border. If you look really close, you can see it there. The unless it doesn't part. It's fantastic. I love it. Okay. Well, folks, we might as well dive in. We've got quite a few games to pick here. We're going to have some fun. I've got some fun ideas here if I can actually get anything to load properly. And I've got some tabs that I probably need to close, but I'm trying to get things to work the way I need them to. Oh, come on, internet. Come on. You can do it, Wi-Fi. You can do it. I can't do multitasking.
Trying to imagine how many tabs Phillip possibly could have open that it would be affecting our streaming experience here.
4. It's called the Don't Get Verizon Internet. That's all I can say. Chase, do me a favor. What's our new go-to for betting lines?
We've been using Unabated the last few weeks.
Perfect. This is great radio. Wow, you guys sound so professional. You don't even know what site you use. This is what happens when you make changes, big changes, in the middle of
you just gotta not
season.
Look at the exchanges on Unabated.
Okay. Right. Okay. I'm just gonna pull it up on my phone to make this easier. And all right, I have it. All right, here we go. All right. Of course, we're going to make picks for every Big 12 bowl game. Everyone gets to make a pick for any other bowl game still available. Obviously, the Boise State-Washington game has already been played, so sorry that one is not available to you. And yes, as far as non-Big 12 bowls, we will allow FCS or Division II playoff games. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Maybe there's something I have there later on in the show. And we're going to try something interesting for Texas Tech. We will see how that goes. I think it's the I got the Pro Football Network's like opt-out page up. I think that's what's killing me right now. All their stupid pop-up ads and videos and shut up Home Depot and random commercials for, I don't know. Anyways, okay. I'm rambling. Let's stop. Move on. Y'all ready to actually make some picks and tell me to shut up?
Close that tab, Phillip.
I need the opt-outs up, okay? I need it up. It's important information. Let's kick things off with, of course, the first Big 12 bowl game. And as I mentioned, no Big 12 bowl games until after Christmas. I don't like this. How am I supposed to wait until after Christmas for a Big 12 bowl game? This is Iowa State and Kansas State's fault for opting out of bowl games. Iowa State, you won 8 games. Go to your bowl game. We don't have a coach. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's pert. They voted not to play. Stop it. Play the bowl game. Okay, it's bowl season. One last time with your comrades in arms. Okay, just do it. So no Big 12 bowl games until after Christmas, which stinks. It's a long wait, but gives you plenty of time to listen to this entire podcast. So I kick things off on Saturday, December 27th with it's not the granddaddy of them all, but let's be honest, this is the best bowl game that there is. It is the Pop-Tarts Bowl. It's weird that the first Big 12 game is the Pop-Tarts Bowl. It feels like it should kind of end-cap things, not kick things off. Or you could say, let's start with the best one, and that way everything else is just a disappointment moving forward. Number 12, BYU, Big 12 runners-up versus number 22, Georgia Tech. Big 12 versus ACC in Orlando, 2:30 p.m. God's time on ABC. Ooh, this is a fun one. It should have been BYU Notre Dame, but they'll do anything and everything they can to avoid actually having to play BYU in a college football game. So at the moment, BYU about a 4.5-point favorite, just about across the board. I won. That means I have to go first this week. I don't have all my numbers put down. Listen, I know I've had time to prep for everything, and I've done a really, really bad job. But I also feel like that's okay for this game. I feel pretty confident in this one. According to ProFootballNetwork.com's opt-out tracker for this year, no opt-outs confirmed for Georgia Tech or BYU because, of course, there aren't. It's the Pop-Tarts Bowl. I don't care what your plans are for after bowl season. You're not going to skip the Pop-Tarts Bowl. You're not going to do it. You want to eat a giant Pop-Tart that's been popped out of a giant toaster. You want to try and win a game that's exciting and competitive. You want every eyeball on you. You play in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Listen, right now, SP Plus has BYU minus 6.9. T-Shoe's got BYU minus 6. Parker's got BYU minus 8.2. I didn't have time to look up FEI, Payer, or Kelly for it. I'm sorry. Rob will give us his numbers coming up. Beta rank. I'm very confident and comfortable taking BYU. Who is going to care about this game? Because you care about the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Now, I think Georgia Tech will as well, but there's no opt-outs for BYU. You haven't even heard about opt-outs for BYU. You've not even mentioned of like, oh, so-and-so might enter the transfer portal. You're playing in this game, and I think BYU is the better football team. They're going to be excited. They're going to want to play in this. They're going to want to win it. And the Big 12 so far is 3-0, although in close games, but with a BYU as a 4.5-point favorite, I'm just going to go ahead and take the Cougars to get that cover. So I'll take BYU minus 4.5 in this one and say that for the third straight year in a row, a Big 12 team is going to be enjoying the taste of a Pop-Tart who has committed. What's the Japanese when they have to stab themselves with the
Seppuku.
sword? Thank you. Yeah, but with a toaster instead of a samurai sword. Okay, BYU minus 4.5 for me. Chase, you're up next.
I'm going to be on the opposite side of this one. As far as I'm aware, Hank Bachmeier, last one the best, Bear Bachmeier, currently in a walking boot as of 7.5 days ago. So we don't know what his health situation is. Maybe he's okay for this, but maybe it's the backup. Haynes King is going to play in this game. I think it's like a weirdly Spider-Man meme-ish of a game between Bachmeier and Haynes King. I think there's weird similarities there that are going to make this game imminently watchable, but I'm going to take the points with Georgia Tech, and I would probably play a little money line here as well.
Okay. All right, Rob. Oh, I forgot, by the way, I apologize. Total in this one's about 56.5 across the board, if that interests anyone. Sorry, Rob, please go ahead.
So the ACC was really bad for the most part, and Georgia Tech is actually not a very good football team. I've got them ranked at 61 in beta rank right now. I've got BYU at 14. In particular, that Georgia Tech defense really is not very good. They're at 83 overall. They really struggle stopping the run, but they're even worse against the pass. BYU actually doesn't rely too much on the pass with Bachmeier. They're at 16 overall in effective rush. I think and there's a huge special teams advantage here for BYU, number 8 overall in beta rank versus number 60. I've got this actually the projected score at BYU roughly 35, Georgia Tech roughly 22. I'm going to take BYU here. I think if they show up, we are going to get to, there are like 2 good teams in the ACC, SMU and Miami, but Georgia Tech's not one of them. BYU got a really good draw with Notre Dame skipping out.
All right. 2 versus 1. All right, moving on down. Oh, Pop-Tarts Bowl. I've told it's one of the ones I actually like sit around with my kids. That's what's going to be the growing up thing for me, not the Rose Parade. It's just watching a Pop-Tart stick itself into a toaster and then get eaten alive. Well, burned alive and then consumed. I don't know, Wicker Man-ish. All right. Also on Saturday, December 27th, we've got the Kinder's Texas Bowl featuring number 21 Houston versus LSU, a Big 12 SEC matchup down there in Texas in Houston. Houston doesn't have to go very far for this one. They're very familiar what it's like to play in NRG Stadium. This one at 8:15 p.m. God's time kickoff on ESPN at the moment. Hold on, I'm having to bop between things, so forgive me while I try and multitask. I'm not very good at it, but I'll do my best. Total in this one's about 41 and a half at the moment. Line is Houston -3. There's some 2.5s and 3.5s on the board if that's of any interest to you. Chase, you are up first, sir. What would you like here?
I'm going to take Houston. I do appreciate that the Texas Bowl is essentially the sad LSU Bowl. If you look at the last 5 years of bowl history, this one looks a whole lot like the 2021 Texas Bowl when LSU got rid of Orgeron and they played Kansas State, and everybody from LSU opted out, and Kansas State whipped them 42-20, and that was one of the classic, hey, we didn't care SEC bowl games that Rob was referencing earlier. I think maybe you get something like that again this time around. No Demetrius Hunter for Houston. I think they're missing maybe one or two starters on the defensive line as well. So, you consider that, but I think at 2.5, I think I'm getting the better team. There are a million opt-outs for LSU. No Nussmeier. I think they're missing double-digit starters, wide receiver depth all over the place. So I'm going to lay the short number with Houston and get what arguably might have just been the better team this year, but certainly will be the better team on the field for this bowl game.
All right. I said Houston -2.5, right? Or did I say LSU?
You said Houston.
Okay, good. I was afraid I said the wrong thing. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I really am. I'm doing my best. I'm tired. Rob, you are up next, sir. What would you like?
This, in theory, if LSU had not completely opted out of having a coach and all of that this season, would be an interesting game. Blake Baker is staying on, and he coached the top 10 defense for this LSU team. The problem was their offense was hideous this season. They graded out at 102 overall. I think anybody else, you just like Houston to actually show up in this game. Give me the Cougars in this one.
I think this is the right side here. I do. And it's hard to use with bowl games. It's so hard to use the projections. Like I can sit here and read the numbers. I've got Tishu has LSU -8, SP Plus has LSU -1.9. Most of them are favoring LSU, and I get that, but it's so hard with bowl season to take the projections because they're taking a season's worth of data, and the bowl season is a season all unto itself, as we talked about. Like, there's no way LSU cares about this game. They're going to Houston for a game against Houston. Not that Houston fans show up to their own stadium, and so suddenly they're going to show up to NRG for a bowl game, but like, I have to imagine Willie Fritz has this team ready for this game. Like, they understand the opportunity here to knock off an SEC team in the season ranked, have a good record in year 2, and head into year 3 under Willie Fritz with an opportunity to kind of get a lot of preseason buzz. Is Houston a dark horse? Is this a team that could challenge for the Big 12? Maybe they're someone new every single year. So, yeah, we have Texas Tech to have high expectations for, and BYU, but there's no reason that Houston shouldn't be a dark horse. And so I think, again, motivation does matter. Opt-outs for LSU matter. Houston basically playing a home game. They've been so much better at home than on the road this season. So, I don't know, especially at under 3 points, why to take LSU. Now, obviously, it's a bowl game, and so you have to throw some of the stuff out the window. I'm very tempted by the under just because of LSU's defense, Houston's defense, two offenses that can put up points, but not just an insane amount of points. Even at 41.5, it wouldn't shock me if this was an ugly, 21-17 kind of bowl that Houston's able to win. But I'm just going to ride with you guys and say Houston -2.5. It's that if it was over 3, if it was 3 or higher, I think I'd ride with the under. But with it being under a field goal, I will take Houston to not only get the win, but get the cover as well. So hopefully the consensus curse doesn't hit us here in bowl season. Okay, moving down the list, we have on Tuesday, December 30th. It's a 3-day gap between bowl games here. The Valero Alamo Bowl this year at the Alamo Bowl in San Antonio. We've got TCU versus number 16 USC at 8 p.m. God's time on ESPN. I don't know how to feel about this game. Total right now is about 50. Wow. There's 57.5. There's 58.5. I've got a 59. So there's plenty of different totals out there if that's of your interest. As far as the spread goes, USC is a 4.5 point favorite pretty much across the board on this one. Rob, you get to go first here. What would you like?
Yeah, this is not a great matchup for TCU here. This USC team definitely lost. They had one dumb loss in particular to Illinois. But other than that, throughout the season, in particular on offense, they played really well. This is one of the best offenses in college football. Lincoln Riley is going to be there. Bavea is going to be there to hurl the ball around. I like this USC team here by more than that. I've got this projected as a pretty sizable USC win. This TCU team has been pretty good, but this isn't a great draw for the Big 12. They got a USC team that could honestly, maybe not win a playoff game, but against some of these lower ranked SEC teams that snuck in, maybe. But I've got this at USC 35, TCU 22. TCU is going to need some turnovers, I think, to hang in this one.
All right, USC minus, I think 4.5 was the best one I saw. Let me look. Yeah, 4.5. Man, I agree, and I just nothing about TCU has made me excited about TCU this season. I still can't believe that they even finished as high as they did. Now, listen, Kendall Briles is gone. It's the best news to happen for TCU since, they beat Michigan in a college football playoff game, is that Kendall Briles is now no longer the OC. That's not going to hurt them. I don't think that was a good hire, but c'est la vie. It was a hire that was made. I just I don't know. I don't have a good read on TCU. I don't even know what are they motivated? Do they want to be there? They're not leaving the state. There should be TCU fans there. It's on the 30th, so it's not like it's New Year's Eve you've got plans. It's after Christmas. USC's obviously got to travel farther. But there's no reason for me to sit here and be like, USC is not motivated. I don't know if they're super motivated, but they don't have a ton of opt-outs from what I can tell. Braylon Conley at cornerback, tight end Lake McCree. If there's more, this site's not updated enough to give them to me. I agree. On paper, there's no reason for me to pick TCU in this matchup. And I understand it's bowl season, but the SP Plus has USC minus 9.1. TCU has USC minus 10. Parker's got USC minus 5.2. I don't know why I should be excited in this game about TCU. I'm also 57.5. I'm real tempted to just take the over here too. Let me see. Is there a better number than 57.5? I don't think there's a lower number than that. There's not. I'm gonna take the over. This game feels pointsy. And as much as I think USC is the right side, we're about to have I feel like we're going to have a little bit too much consensus here on the show. So I'm going to take the over. I do think this one gets pointy. I think USC is going to be able to put up some points on a TCU defense that's been okay. The TCU offense that's been far better than their defense has this season. Even without Kendall Briles, I'm going to take TCU or the total in this one. I think USC probably gets the cover, but I like the over. Chase?
So I have some differing information than you on this, Phillip. And
good.
that is, I think, gonna diverge our picks a little bit. I do think we're gonna see some opt-outs, particularly on the USC side. I don't think Lemon's gonna play. I'm questionable about Mayava. Lane, I think, has already confirmed that he's not playing. Lake McCree, the tight end, I don't think is playing. So I think a lot of the top offensive options for USC plus the quarterback, there's a pretty good chance we're not going to see that. I don't know about Hoover. I don't know. Is he interested in following Bryles to South Carolina? I don't know. So those would be some what I'm interested in. Where this gets really interesting and what I'm kind of putting together on the fly here is when I was prepping for this episode and I'm looking at the potential for opt-outs. I don't really like a side, so I think maybe I want to roll the dice with an under here in the event that you have both teams kind of going into their two deep for offensive playmakers. So I wrote down, this was, I don't know, a couple hours ago. We're recording this Monday night on December 15th. I wrote down under 59.5, which was the best number I could get. Again, 2 hours ago. I'm looking right now, closer to consensus 58, 57.5, like you saw. I think Fanatics is a little slow and they're still hanging at 59. So I'm going to take under 59. But the market has moved 1.5 to 2 points in the last 2 hours before we recorded this. And when you're talking about a bowl game, the only reason you would see a movement like that is because somebody's not playing and somebody knows it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you. I finally got Action Networks. They have the better opt out.
Action Network has an awesome opt-out list
that's the
for
one I got
anybody
pulled
doing
up,
this
and I
at
was
home.
like,
yeah.
I was like, I have the wrong one. I'm like, why am I looking at this one that's not very good? And I was like, wait a second, it's because I have the wrong one pulled up. Thank you, phone, for continuing to contribute in a better way than my Surface is. Just record Surface. Oh yeah, the transfer portal opt out, potential opt out. This is much better. Let's see, TCU USC. Oh yeah, yeah. That's a lot. Okay. Well, we'll use this as we move on to the next game. Wednesday, December 31st. Good way to spend New Year's Eve in the afternoon while you're getting ready to go out. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. This is one of the most underrated bowl games every single year, and I want the Big 12 to just lock itself in to the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl because it's just such a fun and neat bowl game. Also, it's one of the only non ESPN bowl games. CBS has this one and hangs on to it. Plus, it's Tony the Tiger. Like, I just want to see the winning coach dumped with Frosted Flakes dumped all over their head. 1 o'clock God's time on CBS. Arizona State versus Duke. This is also kind of I feel like this is supposed to be a fun matchup and should be a fun matchup, and it's not going to live up to expectations, although this is typically a game with a very low total in it most years. Out there in El Paso, Texas. Right now, as this thing stands. Hold on, I gotta go between tabs. Rob, we're usually much better than this. I say much better.
Phillip in the tabs tonight, man.
It's not going well. Total is pretty much a 49 and a half across the board on this one. Spread currently has Duke as a 2.5 to 2.5 to 3.5 point favorite. I believe I am up first again in this one. Like I would, if you tell me Arizona State versus Duke, I go, I'm gonna take Arizona State. Duke has been a team this season where I have, like, they win when they're not supposed to, and they lose when they're not supposed to. They're such an up and down, don't make any sense team. And I don't have any reason to expect anything different from them in a bowl game. And you throw Arizona State, who no Sam Levitt, which we're aware of, but also no left tackle Josh Atkins, no cornerback Javon Robinson, no linebacker Tate Romney. Like, I know that players in the portal are allowed to still play. Kenny Dillingham is fine with that. Jeff Sims is going to probably get the start. It's expected that Cam Dyer, freshman quarterback, will get some reps in this game. Jordan Tyson and Xavier Alford are also going to opt out. There's a bunch more potential ones. Justin Watley declared for the draft, said he's going to play in the bowl. Let's see how that goes. And throw in the injuries. Duke opt-outs, much smaller list. Like, I want to take Arizona State in this game, especially as a dog. Like, I want to take Arizona State. And I do think Jeff Sims is going to be like, this is my moment. This is my time. And potentially my last college football game. Show out in a bowl game at 1 o'clock in the afternoon out in the desert in El Paso. And I'm just like, I don't know what to take. I mean, listen, of the numbers I pulled up, we've got SC Plus has Duke minus 0.6. T-Shoes got Arizona State minus 1.5. Parker's got Duke minus 0.5. Who knows in this game? This feels like an absolute good luck picking it, throw everything out. It's whatever happens is going to happen. The one thing I kind of think, and this is entirely a vibes play, so just roll with me for a second, is that this game is usually a low scoring game. And someone's going to be like, actually, that's not true. The last 3 years, the total's gone over. Da, 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 da. Even at 49.5, I'm just taking the under. Like, I think that's the side I like here. Under 49.5. Because, I again, typically a low-scoring game with the opt-outs that Arizona State's dealing with. Duke's got some opt-outs, too. This one might just be kind of a slow, low-scoring, ugly affair in the desert. And I'm going to watch every single stinking second of it because I love bowl season. So under 49.5, I think, is the best I can get. It looks like it is. I will take that. Chase, what would you like?
Yeah, I mean, you touched on a lot of my points. This game is nuts. There's a million players that are not going to be playing in it. It feels impossible to predict. This is a seek help if you are actually betting this in real life with real legal currency kind of game. Please talk to somebody because unless you have inside information, I have no idea how you have any angle on this game at all. So I'm also on under 49.5 here, kind of expecting an ugly, low-scoring game. I do want to, if we could just do 25 seconds on this.
Of course.
Phillip, you alluded to the fact that Kenny Dillingham came out and said, players who are in the portal, we welcome them to play in the football game. So I'm just looking for a quick sort of consensus here. Is that Kenny Dillingham is a enlightened 35-year-old who really understands the age of the portal and is saying, hey, you're trying to make good business decisions. Let's not let this last game get in the way of that. Like, we could all coexist here. This is 2025. Or is that Kenny Dillingham being the guy who's like dating the girl that's a little too hot for him and broke up with him and is like, it's cool if you're sleeping with that new guy. You can still come over here on Sunday afternoons. It's totally fine. I'm enlightened. We can hang out. It's fine. It's fine. What's the problem? It's fine.
This sticks with who he's kind of been as the head coach at Arizona State for the last 3 seasons. So I'm going to lean towards this is how this works. And so this is what we're going to do. It may not be my favorite thing. I don't know if he's like, no, this is the right thing to do. Or if it's just like, this is just good business, right? It's like, you know what? I would rather charge you for guacamole, but I'm going to go ahead and give it for free because that's going to be one less thing people write negative reviews about me about is charging them 50 cents for extra guacamole. So
is that Mo's commentary? Mo's Chipotle is entered the chat.
Listen, I gotta have something for the no context graphic for the podcast. So I feel like it's that middle ground of I don't think it's, air quotes simping, but I do think it's a little bit more. I understand good business, and this is a good business decision is to not be a hard ass about things like this with players and the transfer portal. And at least, if listen, I would rather do this and not go the other way and turn away a potentially good player from my roster than worry about you can't play in a bowl game. Like, it's a bowl game. Like, have fun with it. It's cool.
Rob, you have a take here?
On the game, yes. On Kenny Dillingham, and I just I kind of feel like it's more symbolic than anything else. Like, I don't think he actually expects them to play. I think he just wants to seem like the cool dad because he also has to go out and recruit the portal. Right. Like, and if you're going to have to go out and back out there and recruit the portal, like, you want to seem like you're, cool to the players leaving. And I do think you got that at least. As far as the game goes, like, I'm not actually fussed about much of what Levitt's been pretty much gone. ASU's offense hasn't been great. They've been more explosive than they've been consistent. They definitely have relied on the run anyway. They get a terrible Duke defense. That really gives up a ton of big plays.
And that can't beat teams outside the ACC this year.
Yeah, and what worries me, though, is that this Duke offense is pretty good this season. and they're really good at throwing the ball around. And do ASU's opt-outs hurt them here? Because I have this as a really, really tight game. And actually pretty high scoring. I've got a 33-31 ASU. But it is with everything. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and take the Sun Devils. I think Jeff Sims is gonna. I think that ASU running game is gonna have a big game here. But I think Duke's going to put up some points. Like I know there's the low scoring Sun Bowl thing that goes all the way back to like that Pitt Dave Wanstead game that like was like 3-2 or something like that. But I really do think that this game's going to put up some points because Duke's defense is so bad, and then Duke's offense is going to be able to throw it around.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. Is you're referencing the 2008 3-0 game between number 24 Oregon State and number 18 Pitt. So, however, the last few years, 69 points, 48 points, 72 points, 45 points. This is not the first time Arizona State's been in this game, by the way. They beat Florida State back in 2019. They lost to NC State 52-31 back in 2017. And they beat Duke in this game 36-31 back in 2014. So not a new destination for Arizona State. They've been here quite a few times, actually. Yeah, there's another one. They beat, who is it? Purdue? My gosh, Purdue in a bowl game. That's an anomaly in and of itself. Something to talk about. So, okay, I think Arizona State pick here is a good one. This, of course, is Arizona State versus ACC champ.
Thanks, Duke.
It's the funniest thing.
Appreciate you.
Oh, it's so good. It's just, I love the ACC for just the vibes that it continues to give us, and it just always lays on something just absolutely golden.
A lot of Duke players drink for free in Harrisonburg right now. I'll tell you that much. We had a good time.
Couldn't find a bowl game for them out there, so that JMU fans could rightly like praise them and celebrate them. Speaking of praise and celebrate, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, we're moving down to one of those bowl games whose name you're like, what? Who? Also on New Year's Eve, Wednesday, December 31st. This one, 2:30 p.m. God's time on ESPN, is the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. That's two things that I don't know how they're supposed to go together. SRS Distribution and Las Vegas. If you're not going to be a fun bowl sponsor, like I need fun bowl sponsors here for people. Okay. It's Vegas Bowl. Like where's the like obscene, if it's appropriate, like can the Sphere just sponsor it? Can it just be the Sphere Las Vegas Bowl? I don't know. All right. This one features Utah and Nebraska. Utah facing a team from the conference that all fans seem to think they should be in right now, that of course being the Big Ten. Alas, the Big 12 remains stuck with them. Right now, Utah.
Fox had to practically point a gun at the Big Ten presidents to get them to let Oregon and Washington in. Like they're not. I'm pretty sure Fox is like they already got out the cattle prod to get Oregon and Washington in. It is Utah's keep dreaming.
Thank you, Rob. We will bring you on the pod more in the future.
Like what in the? What kind of fantasy is that? Like people don't realize what happened last time around with when the Pac-12 dissolved. What was behind that? It was not. I mean, there's a reason everybody that came out of that basically got $30 million a year, no matter where they went.
Glorious. There you go, Utah. Right now, the Utes are a 16.5 point favorite against Nebraska. Total in this one's about 50.5 across the board. Chase, you are up first, sir. What would you like here?
Yeah, it's an interesting game to handicap because I think the market is a little high on the let's go win this one for Kyle right now. And that's not to say that Utah is not noticeably better than Nebraska, but I think when you look at the roster that's going to play in this game, Nebraska more or less has the team that it had at the end of the year, plus or minus one or two players. I think Utah is going to be missing a substantial amount of its starting offensive line. And That's not to say I like Nebraska to win the game because, Utah is clearly the better team. But when you start talking about point spreads of 15, 16, 17 points, I don't know. Like Utah wasn't, covering these giant numbers it was being handicapped at the very end of the year. So I'm actually, I actually think maybe you get a tighter game and a low scoring game here than Utah fans feel comfortable admitting. I'm going to take the points with Nebraska.
Okay. Rob?
This is a tough one because my actual concern in this, I mean, and you're right, like Utah's offensive line was good. And coming into this game, that would be a concern if they have a lot of opt-outs there. I actually worry about Jason Beck getting another job before this game happens. He's likely to be a commodity out there as people fill out their staffs. And whether he sticks around. But Nebraska's a paper tiger and kind of limped through the back end of the season. The defense is really bad. They really, really struggle stopping the run. That in particular is Utah's forte. Now, again, offensive line opt-outs could certainly hurt them, but Nebraska couldn't stop the run to save their lives this year. I still like the Utes, even with that 15 with the win one for the Gipper. The quarterback just opted out for Nebraska.
Rob really showing your age there.
I know. My problem is my mom likes watching old movies when I was a kid, so I have like all kinds of, and I read a lot, so lots of references that make no sense unless you're a very old person.
Unfortunately, I am.
We all get them.
Playing 25 years above my actual age.
But the other part, I mean, like this Nebraska offense wasn't any great shakes either. Nebraska already fired their defensive coordinator. I like Utah to come. Like Utah, I would say under Whittingham, generally does show up. I mean, like for bowl games, I like them in this one. It's tough. That is like I would say if they were playing and it was like somehow like a non-conference game of the regular season, like I would take Utah maybe with like a 14 or 15 points because if everybody shows up, they're gonna horse beat Nebraska. It's tough. Like the potential for opt-outs, the potential for Beck taking another job worries you a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna take the Utes.
All right, Utah minus 16.5. I'll say on Beck. I mean, it did feel like this was a OC hire made by Morgan Scaley more than it was an OC hire made by Kyle Whittingham, because Beck and Dampier don't really fit what you would expect from Kyle Whittingham. I feel like because Scaley was named the coach in waiting before this season, he had a lot of influence on this OC hire. So unless someone just comes in and offers Beck a ton of money, I would be a little bit surprised for him to leave just because Whittingham is, mind you, not retiring, stepping down, which is weird.
I mean, I think Beck's got the I mean, I think Beck's going to get he's an up and comer. This was a great Utah offense they put together. I think he's a guy that, like, truly, if Satake had gone off, he would have been the head coach at BYU. Mm-hmm. But I think that he's a guy. He's going to get an offer from a school a lot bigger. He's going to be in the mix for some jobs a lot bigger than Utah.
Listen, A&M needs a new offensive coordinator.
Well, I think they just named an internal guy.
Just because you're an internal doesn't mean you're the guy. Until that interim tag is pulled. Plus, there's going to be some other jobs that need head coaches, and there's So, listen, I would love for Utah to be able to keep him at least for another year. And if you're a Utah fan, you'd love to see him only leave for a head coaching gig, not to go be, OC somewhere else and then get a gig. But we'll keep a close eye on that. Chase, what is the team total for Utah in this game?
All right, give me a second. We're going to find it together.
Folks, for those who don't know, well, he's looking that up. Win one for the Gipper was something that Notre Dame head coach Newt Rockne told his team about the dying wish of star player George the Gip for them to try and win a game.
I think Ronald Reagan played him in the movie too.
Correct, Ronald Reagan.
Yes, and then he used that as like his political slogan. I can't keep naming every reference for people. Okay, the actor,
Ronald Reagan, the actor.
There you go. Now explain that one, Phillip. Dance monkey.
My son is 9, about to be 10 in about a little over a month, and we watched Back to the Future, and he was amazed. He was amazed that we watched all 3 of them. He was like super into it, and he's like, "Wait a minute, people thought we would have hoverboards." I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like nothing came true out of Back to the Future 2.
Can we just talk about like things in relation to Future back when they were done? The greatest thing that to me is, I really wish that Dot's Ice Cream had kept their Ice Cream of the Future slogan, even though they've been doing that for so long. They changed it. I'm like, I need it to be like Ice Cream of the Future since 1987. Like I needed that. That was the change you needed to make to the slogan to lean into the bit, was since like whenever you started, because that is the funniest thing in the world to me. All right, Chase, I hope I bought you enough time.
They are making me work for it, man. It's
Woo!
not
All right, keep working.
I'm going to individual outs at this point, we don't have it hung at BetMGM, so I'm going to other outs.
As much as Utah does get up for bowl games, funny thing enough is they've lost their last 5 in a row. Missed in 2014, of course, or 2024, of course, but they lost to Northwestern in the Vegas Bowl in 23, lost to Penn State in the Rose Bowl in 23, also in 23, lost to Ohio State in the Rose Bowl back in 22, lost to Texas in the Alamo Bowl back in 2019, lost to Northwestern again. You've lost to Northwestern in bowl games twice, Utah. That's not. Don't let people know about that. It's the last time they won a bowl game was the Heart of Dallas Bowl back in 2017 over West Virginia. So again, yeah, they have a great reputation in bowl games for good reason, but they're on a 5-year skid as far as bowl games go. So maybe Kyle Whittingham could go out on top since he is actually coaching this one.
Dude, I got nothing for you.
Just no team total?
Yeah,
okay.
I can't find it.
Great. I
guess that's why it's not an action, because it's just nowhere to be found.
I guess I'll just have to make some other. Hold on, maybe I can get it on mine.
I mean, I can tell you this
now.
The implied team total is 8. This is such good audio. 33 and a half.
33 and a half. Okay, hold on.
So for podcast purposes, we can roll with that.
Hold on.
33 and a half.
Okay, let's go. Almost there. 33 and a half. I mean, I'll, if that's what we're going to roll with, I'll take it. But let me just.
I think in a pinch, if that's what we're looking to play, then we can just
I got to roll with
the one.
My Bet Saracen app. Yeah, there's like no team total for this. I guess they just not do team totals for bowl games.
It might just be because it's so far out. You're still 16 days away from the kickoff that they just haven't priced it yet.
Okay,
they haven't priced the derivatives.
All right. Well, the policy has been if it's under 35, we take the over.
Okay, so over 33 and a half.
Team total, Utah team total over 33 and a half. I'll take it. All right. That was a long time to spend on the Las Vegas Bowl. Next one up, Friday, January 2nd, 3:30 p.m. God's time on ESPN. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl played in Memphis. I've been to this bowl game. It's not bad. Well, granted, it was a good game and OSU won, so that probably sways my opinion a little bit. Cincinnati versus Navy in this one. So what is it with Big 12 teams and having to play Navy in bowl games? I don't understand. Currently, Navy is a 6.5 to 7-point favorite. What are you doing, Fanatics? That's a weird one. Total in this one, about 53.5. That seems to be a semi-consensus across the board. Rob, I believe you are up, sir. What would you like?
Well, this is a tough one because Navy's defense is not good. It's very tough to recruit and build a good defense at a service academy. And in particular, it's very different. They're often structured to beat other service academies. They really struggle to defend the pass. That's common if you go through an Army or an Air Force or a Navy defense. Unfortunately, of course, Brendan Sorsby has decided to hit the portal. And you flip it around. I mean, Cincinnati's defense is really bad. Now they're better against the run than they are against the pass, so at least you got that going for you. But they've really struggled this season. This Navy offense is pretty good. They're at number 2 overall in effective rush, unsurprisingly for a service academy. 33 overall in beta rank. I mean, I get it. Taking Navy, that just feels like a lot of points. I do think Satterfield's got a good offense going. I think they've got a decent team. Like, I think they've got a good unit even beyond Sorsby. And whoever is throwing the ball is probably going to have some guys open. So actually, I'm going to take Cincinnati, oddly enough, in this game.
Okay. All right. Listen, it's if you like the Bearcats, getting them as a almost touchdown dog. Let's see, is there a 7? Yeah, DraftKings has a 7, so Cincinnati plus 7 is not a bad bet. To your quarterback point, Cincinnati head coach Scott Satterfield noted during press conference that quarterbacks Brady Lichtenberg and Samaj Jones will both get reps and play in the Liberty Bowl. So, quote, both of these guys are excited for the opportunity. So they're going with 2 quarterbacks in the bowl game. Or if one of them comes out hot, I imagine you just stick with that one and try and win the game, and not, lose it. Man, Big 12 sucks against Navy in bowl games. I kid you not. It's not good. Again, Cincinnati's offensive line has been so good this season. Like, it's been the most underrated offensive line in college football. It's one of the reasons that Sorsby was able to have the success that he has had. That, of course, being future Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby. I'm gonna ride with you on this one and say Cincinnati at least gets the cover here because we can get it at 7. I would be tempted by the under, but I'm gonna come along with Cincy and just say they find a way to either win or keep it close, especially because I lean towards the under. I wonder if it is a closer game than a touchdown game, so I'm going to take Cincinnati plus 7. Way more about defense than it is about what Cincinnati is going to do on offense. Chase?
I think you guys are nuts. Cincinnati was terrible the last month of the season. Now you're taking away one of the only bright spots on the team, which is Sorsby, who is not going to play in this game. I love that he was asked, "Are you going to play?" He said, "I'm going to think about it." Okay, you're sure you are.
Just say no, bro. Just say no, bro.
Just say no. Just say I'm on. Ironically, I'm not on to Cincinnati. I think the only argument that I find compelling for the Cincinnati side of this game is that Navy, like all service academies, you love to have them as a dog. You don't really like them when they have to lay advantage. So do I want to lay 6.5 here with Navy? No, but I'm going to. Cincinnati's got to wait over a month from its last game until they play this game. Navy's got to wait like 2 weeks and change. I think that's kind of relevant.
But if you're part of the problem in playing a service academy is often a quick turnaround to try to prep for the triple. Cincinnati should have. I mean, their defense isn't good, but Navy's going to put up some. I think points will be put up in this game. It really does come down to your point. I mean, I think the interesting question is like, because Navy's pass defense is so bad, do they get anything out of these backups? Because guys should be open. The one thing coming in is Navy's offense. That's the one thing coming in.
It's the emotional roller coaster for me of Cincinnati being in the Big 12 championship playoff picture on November 1st, completely crashing out, wait 5 weeks, and then spend your New Year's holiday playing a service academy offense. That to me is like, we just don't want to be here. And you don't have Sorsby, who's your best player on offense. So I just think they're going to be checked out.
Are you saying you don't believe in Scott Satterfield, the great motivator?
I'm saying I love the troops, Phillip.
Okay. Listen, you can never go wrong loving the troops. All right. We move on down to a bowl game the Big 12 hasn't had to deal with in a while, but is again this year on Friday, January 2nd, 7 p.m. God's time on Fox, the Trust and Will Holiday Bowl. This one featuring number 17 Arizona versus SMU from the ACC. At the moment, hold on, I'm slipping tabs. Y'all like, I'm so tired of this. Arizona is currently about a 2.5 to 3 point favorite in this one. Where's my little thing so I can change? There it is. Where's my thing so I can change the total? All right. Total in this one's about 51.5. I believe it's me. SP Plus has Arizona minus 0.3. TSU's got SMU minus 1.5. Parker's got Arizona minus 4.4. The way Arizona finished the season, going to the Holiday Bowl, still ranked, playing a team from the ACC. I am using air quotes when I say a team from the ACC because, yes, they are technically in there, even though they don't take any money from the conference. And none of us actually believe that they're a Power 5 team. Listen, if we're going off vibes, SMU might care. Arizona, Brent Brennan probably should care. Nice way to go into the offseason and go into next year as another potential dark horse for the Big 12 title is by getting a bowl win here and finishing the season ranked. Arizona doesn't have a lot of opt-outs. Michael Wooten is in the portal. A couple of potential opt-outs. Tristan Bounds and nose tackle Sevilla are injured. Meanwhile, SMU, Kevin Jennings, Romello Brinson, tight end RJ Maryland, OG Logan Parr. So, I would expect more SMU opt-outs than Arizona opt-outs in this game. I'm gonna say I'm just gonna be a Big 12 homer on this one because I don't really care for SMU. So I'm gonna take Arizona. And I get them at, what did I say? Come on, man. Where's the thing? Thank you.
2.5. There's a 2.5 out there.
Oh, I love when there's teams I like under a field goal. Arizona minus 2.5. I'll take it. Chase.
Yeah, I'm on Arizona here as well. I think arguably the most whole team still going into its bowl game in this conference, not named Texas Tech. So you're getting them at under 2.5. We don't know what's going to happen with Kevin Jennings on the SMU side of things. I think Arizona might just outright be the better team. So, yeah, Wildcats minus 2.5. Easy one.
Okay. Rob?
Yeah, I mean, this is Arizona. I was really hoping Arizona was going to, as an Arizona alum, that Arizona was going to get Paper Tiger Nebraska. But they got SMU, one of the two actual teams with a pulse out of the ACC. This SMU defense is pretty good, but they struggle defending the pass. Arizona's better throwing the football around than they are running the ball. I do actually like, and this Arizona defense under Danny Gonzalez was sneaky, really good. They do a really good job preventing big plays and defending the pass. That's an advantage that they have in here because SMU doesn't run the ball. If Jennings opts out, all bets are off. I have this really tight, actually. Arizona 27.86, SMU 27.46, I think. But I'm going to go with Arizona. I think this Brennan's done despite all of the horror show last year with the coordinators that I don't think he picked. I do think he has this team, motivated. I think he's got them playing well, and I think they'll show up.
I like it. Very nice. We've got another consensus. Okay. Texas Tech. Obviously, we don't know who they're going to play because Oregon and James Madison have
We know who they're going to play.
Okay.
James Madison got a bad draw. James Madison deserved to get Ole Miss, but the committee has no idea who is good. So
I can tell you that's who we wanted, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, they deserve, or Oklahoma, or one of the 3 SEC teams that were not among the best teams in the country.
Unofficial PLOT poll on the Friday of the championship game, an hour before kickoff, was number 1 Ole Miss, number 2 Alabama, number 3 not Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon's good. You got a bad draw. Oregon's a real good football team.
The committee is not allowed to put the SEC in disadvantaged situations in the playoff. they could leave a team out for posterity's sake and for, saving face, but you cannot put them in situations where you increase the likelihood of a loss. So here we are with JMU facing Oregon. Okay, so we all think Oregon's going to win this game. All right, well that makes this next task pretty easy. Okay, I have from Vegas Insider some projected opening lines for Texas Tech, Oregon, when they face off in this game. So at the moment, I've got Oregon as anywhere from a 4.5. I've got a lot of 4.5s, point favorite. I've got a 5 and a 6.5 as well, mostly 4.5. The opening early line on a potential Texas Tech Oregon was apparently 7.5. So we're going to roll with that if everyone's good with that.
7. Okay.
Well, no. It was. It says open with 7.5. They are right now anywhere from. There's a bunch of 4.5s. There is a 6.5, and there is a 5. So, and these are all Oregon as the favorite. So, I believe it is. Let's see. Chase, you're up first, sir. What would you like in Texas Tech versus Oregon?
I mean, I'm taking Texas Tech to cover until they don't cover. So, I think the one matchup that would really challenge Texas Tech in this bracket, I believe, is Ohio State, because I think that's a defensive front that can match what Texas Tech can do. And so then I think it would sort of be the ball is on the offense's racket, and that's where I think Texas Tech falls apart. But if you can bring everybody else's offense down to Tech's offense because your defensive front is so good, I think you've got a chance anywhere. So if you're giving Texas Tech points, I just think the market, as it has been for most of the year, is totally disrespectful to Texas Tech and how good the front is. So I'm taking the points with Texas Tech. I'm taking them to win outright.
Texas Tech plus 6.5. Rob?
This is a really, really good. I mean, and Ohio State's defense is there. Indiana's not far behind. Defensively, it's been a really good year for defenses this year. I do think that they're going to give Oregon some problems. This isn't some dominant Oregon offense. I've got a number 7 overall. They're pretty good running the football. Texas Tech is going to challenge them there. Now Oregon's had some wide receivers out for good chunks of the year. Kind of expect them to be back and ready to play for this game, and everybody in. But you flip it around, that's where you get into the interesting land of things, right? Like this Oregon defense has taken a step forward this year, finally under new Cal head coach Tosh Lupoi. They do a really good job limiting big plays. Now Texas Tech relies more on less on big plays and a little less on big plays and more on driving the length of the field, avoiding 3-and-outs, avoiding turnovers. But this isn't a great Texas Tech offense, to your point. I like Oregon to win the game. I think it's going to be. I think the committee didn't do either of these teams any favors. This is a tight game. But I think this one, or like I would have Oregon right now. I've got it by 1.5 on a neutral, and I think that feels about right. Like this could be like any team that if either team finishes +1 on turnovers, they're probably winning.
Okay, so Texas Tech plus 6.5 for you as well. I'll just make this short and sweet because I know we're getting close to finish time. I will also take Texas Tech plus 6.5. This team has been so underrated nationally all season. I understand what their ranking is. I understand they're a top 4 seed in the playoff. It has taken until like the last 2 weeks of the season for people to really, like nationally, really start talking about this Texas Tech defense. And that's because they're like, oh, we got to start talking about the teams in the playoff. Like they were forced to because the narrative led them there. It wasn't hey, I've actually watched this Texas Tech defense and they're phenomenal. It was we're supposed to start talking about Texas Tech. Oh, they have a good defense. Okay. Well, Texas Tech defense Texas Tech's defense is and I know it's a hard thing to adjust your brain to of Texas Tech and defense. It is really stinking good. But I'm talking to Big 12 fans, so you all understand this. Like you're listening to the show, you're a Big 12 fan. You know, they're good. And I cannot wait for the rest of the country to actually be like, oh, well, that's a good defense. So I will take Texas Tech plus 6.5 as well.
I would like to say this also about defenses playing against Oregon, because we already did the requisite JMU's going to get killed thing. I think JMU's defense is going to make this a game for 25 minutes. I think obviously they're not Texas Tech, and JMU has no chance to win, in my opinion, because of what Oregon's defense is going to do to JMU's offense. JMU's offense is not good, but the defense is really good, and the way Chesney plays them schematically when they're playing up, when they're playing P4 competition, is he over leverages the shit out of them. And eventually it bites them. But first few series, I really think you're going to see field goals and a tighter game than a 23.5 point spread would suggest. Does it get away from them eventually? I would say probably yes. But that's I think that could be a talking point after the game is, well, this is what JMU's defense did to them. What do we think Texas Tech's defense is going to do to them? To that end, also, first half under 26 and a half, JMU Oregon.
You are... Would you like that as a non-Big 12 bet?
Yeah, you can add that, and then also NC State minus 5.5. Chris Felica gave me that one, so I'm just recycling that and regurgitating it onto this podcast.
All right, NC State minus 5.5, and what was it? JMU Oregon.
First half under 26.5.
Okay. Okay. Rob, the board is yours, sir. You may pick any other non-Big 12 bowl game that you would like. Whatever you want.
You guys are catching. I believe what was the Montana State spread today? Was it 4?
Ooh. I have 4 and Montana State minus 4.5 is the only one I can find. Hey, do we count Bet 365? Chase, remind me.
Yeah, they're legal. That's
okay.
an out.
They have Montana State minus 3.5. What book is that? FanDuel has Montana State minus 4.5. Are they the only ones I can find?
All right. Well, I like Montana State in that game to cover. I think Montana State's played really, really well this season. North Dakota State getting knocked out is a gift for them. They were largely the best team in the FCS last. Now, look, North Dakota State was largely the best team in the FCS this season, but Montana State played terrible in that championship game last year against North Dakota State. Give me them. And then I think I saw actually, what was the other one? Illinois State and Villanova.
Yeah, Illinois State, Villanova. Yeah. Last I saw, Villanova was a 2.5 point favorite, but the game, I believe, is at Illinois State.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's Villanova's got that game at home.
It is? Okay.
And it was Illinois State was favored 2.5?
No, Villanova is currently a 2.5 point favorite.
All right. Well, give me Illinois State in that game. I've got them as just a very slight favorite in that game on the road, but I think they've been playing really well, of course, knocking off. Not really without massively winning the turnover battle, just taking down North Dakota State straight up was incredible.
5 turnovers in that game. They still won.
Yeah, they lost the turnover battle and won. It was incredible. So I'm gonna ride the hot hand with Illinois State still.
All right, Chase, I've got, since we're all making 2 picks, I'll also make one, but I need to see if this exists. I don't know that it does. Can you find Division II football championship game odds for Saturday between Harding and Ferris State?
You and the Harding.
While you do that, I'm taking Hawaii plus 1.5 versus Cal. Yes, I want it. Part of it is I love looking for where Bill Connolly has projections that are like massively different, or at least shows like wrong team favored. He's got Hawaii by 4.4. Cal is obviously a 1.5 point favorite. I like the idea of this one. I don't even remember what bowl game it is. I don't care. I'm going to take Hawaii because it sounds fun. So I'll take Hawaii plus 1.5.
Actually, I have Hawaii as the better team in that game.
They've been Like, it's very much one of those, like, no one's watched Hawaii, and they've been pretty good this year, and so I'm very intrigued by them in this game.
Yeah.
Cal,
Timmy's got him playing. Yeah.
Cal, you fired your head coach. I don't know who's still there from an opt-out standpoint. Do they care? I really want to see. Where is the...
Watch out for
no-
Cal in the future, man. Tosh Lapoy is a nuclear weapon in recruiting.
No odds on Ferris
great.
State Harding, Phillip. I think you got to wait till Saturday for that. I don't think they're going to post it before Saturday.
Okay. Well, that doesn't help me here because I would like to make a pick in that game. You know what? Screw it. I don't know what the line is going to be. I'll just flat out take I'll just take a side. And if I'm right, I'm right. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Give me Harding in that one.
Pre-flop raise.
Okay. I'm just taking Harding straight up money line. I live. Harding is the school in town. If you have not watched them play football, like, they're going to run the ball on you. They might throw 2 passes an entire game, and good luck actually stopping them. It is kind of fun to watch old school, just option football. And this is a championship game between the 2 teams who have combined to win the last 4 Division II football championships. This should be a really, really fun game between 2 unbeaten teams on Saturday. So if you got some time, ESPN Plus should have it. Flip it on. I'm going to watch it. It should be fun. So I will take Harding on the money line, whatever it is. Don't care. Just give it to me. And if they lose, they lose. I'm not going to worry about money line. All right. We're about side. Rob, I know you got to bounce. Dude, thank you so much. We've waited all season, and you deliver as always. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us. Chase, it's been fun this year, man. We've had a good pick season. This is, as I have mentioned, our last episode of the year. So you've got plenty of time to listen to this all the way until January. We'll be back in January. I don't know when. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know who will be on here with me. I've got a few weeks to figure that out. So give us a follow on Twitter at Ten12 Network. I might have some details about it then. Rob, do me a favor. Where can everybody check out the awesome work you do covering college football?
You can find me at BetaRankFB, or you can find it at sharpcollegefootball.com, or at sharpcfb on Twitter.
Rob, again, thank you so much for letting us use your numbers here on the show every single week. Love having you as one of the stats we're able to pull in and talk about in reference to college football. It's great to use your work. You do great work. Chase, man, thank you so much for joining me all season. This is seriously, like, it's been so much fun to have you as my co-host for a second straight year. You are a ton of fun to talk with, and I appreciate the time you've been given. Go tell your wife you don't have to talk to Phillip on Wednesday nights anymore for at least a few weeks. And that's my Christmas gift to her.
I will tell her that. I will just plug here at the end. If you're a college hoops fan, I am doing bi-weekly futures updates with Field 68 and On3 via our partnership with BetMGM this year. So come check that out. And also, currently first place, Circa Millions Q4, 10-0, 3 weeks to go. So
Nice.
follow along on Twitter. We'll see how that one ends.
Oh, it's either going to be devastatingly disappointing or the Twins are going to be set up for college.
Well, it's just a quarter prize, but it's still a nice chunk of change if you can get there. So I'm not going to complain.
One of the Twins has 1 semester paid for. There we go. All right, you guys, everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Stay safe, stay merry, and we'll talk to y'all again in 2026.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.